Hey, Cascade Covenant. This is Pastor Dan with your Midweek Minute. And a couple weeks ago, my son Mark and I were able to travel to the Great Falls, Montana area with some other dads and sons. And we hung out for a few days on a ranch and did mountain biking and ATVing and all sorts of cool guy things. And funny thing, I told my neighbor that we were headed to the Great Falls area, and he said, if you've never seen Great Falls, you're going to think it's named wrong. It's really mediocre falls at best, which I have to agree. I mean, when you got Snoqualmie Falls in your own backyard, kind of sets the bar pretty high. But the Great Falls area was beautiful. It's where the Great Plains meet the mountains. And here's a picture of Sluice Box Canyon. That was one of those, I can't believe I've never heard of this kind of place. It was gorgeous. And so after a few days, we relocated to the St. Joe River in Idaho, and we spent some time fishing. And here's a picture of my son Mark catching a monster cutthroat trout out of that river. And I thought it was just a very unlucky fish that happened to run into his hook, but no, in all seriousness, he outfished me every single day. So we had a wonderful time. In fact, it was just good to get out and kind of get away. And in fact, I hope that you're able to do the same this summer, because if you're like me, there is nothing better than just getting outdoors. It so fills my tank. And so whether it's hiking or hunting or fishing, it's really less about the activity and more about just being outside in God's creation. And so I'm really excited for this next sermon series that we're starting in August. It's called Created. And we'll begin in Genesis chapter 1, and we'll kind of dance around the Old and the New Testament as we just talk about what it means to be made in God's image and how that is reflected in who we are as people. And I'm just very excited for this series. One of the things that we like to do is we have memory verses for our kids. And so I think it would be fun if all of us memorized the verse this month. It comes from Psalm 145 verse 3. Here it is for you in the NIV. It's great is the Lord and most worthy of praise. His greatness no one can fathom. Well, his greatness no one can fathom. He is so good. And so just go in that word and go in God's peace. Have a great week. See you next Wednesday.